Hey guys, what's up? We are headed out to the boat.
We're headed for adventure.
You know, we're not really allowed to do anything because of isolation, and we can't watch TV because it's an election year. So we're going to make our way.
Our worries left behind, taken to the water.
We're going to go to the boat, and we are going to do. Really, it's our first preliminary go over the boat, stem to stern, and figure out, make a list. We're big on our lists. Make a list of everything that we need to do before she goes on the water.
Rising like the tide, with open skies above us, we'll be
So that's our mission right now, is to go and do that.
running side by side. Come on and weigh the anchor, we're casting off the line. We're about to
Okay, so our entire community is under self-isolation, no gatherings above, what is it, 10 people now? 10 people. Yeah, is what it is. Got kids playing hockey. And we're gonna see how many people are out at the club. Dogs.
the destination, the journey is divine. Welcome to the story of living our boat life. We're doing it.
Hey guys, what's up? So we're out of the club now. Just came to check on Kay. We're gonna do our checklist, you know, student STEM, whatever. Yeah, just walking up to her now. She's in pretty rough shape, but it's really nice out, so that's a big plus. Got a lot of things to go over. Just wanted to say, hey, what's up? And let you know what we're up to. So we'll check it out.
Our own way on Lady K. We're sailing away on Lady K.
Hey guys, so one of the things we want to talk about is bottom paint, and you can see ours right behind me. You can see the blue showing through, and I'll sort of point the camera at it right now. So this was, before we left, this was two very thick, very heavy, very sloppy coats of the cheapest bottom paint, ablative, 80 bucks for the little tin. Yeah, we just slopped it on. We put some tape up around the boot stripe and we slopped it on, and then the next day we slopped on some more. So this is not the most sophisticated bottom paint, but I mean, look at the keel. It's almost all still there. And then up here, sort of toward the water line. And this is after 6,000 nautical miles in freshwater, brackish water, and saltwater. 6,000 nautical miles, and you know, it's ready for another coat, obviously. So I think our intention is, or our plan is, we're going to sand it down like a nice rough, I don't know, maybe an 80 grit. Maybe a little bit more aggressive, but even look at this side. Starboard is not terrible. So I think, yeah, an aggressive sandpaper, hand sand it, maybe orbitals, I'm not sure. And just get it real roughed up and get it all evened out, and then do another coat of ablative, a cheap ablative. And if you do this every, well, let's say 6,000 nautical miles, it'll look like this. Do it every 6,000 and it'll always look like this. So it won't be the fastest boat because it's ablative and it's not slippery and all that kind of stuff, but not bad. Not bad for cheap bottom paint, not bad for ablative. Some people swear by VC17, but I think if you're cruising, you kind of want something a little cheaper. VC17 I think is for racing. That's my 2 cents. But yeah, not terrible. This side's worse than the other side, but I think that has to do with where it sits in the slip here. This is the southern facing side, so more sun, therefore more algae, therefore more wear. But nonetheless, not bad. Okay, something I want to talk about is our mast. I've been putting a lot of thought into this. I put a post on Facebook about electrical connections at the bottom of the mast. We have our lighthouse right here, which is super cool. We're in Lighthouse Cove, so yeah, really cool old lighthouse there. I'm gonna go to our masts here, which are right here. And we're looking for our mast. See, a lot of folks are wrapping them in sort of saran wrap, I guess, industrial saran wrap, which I think is great. You can get it at the dollar store on sort of a spool, and then wrap your mast like crazy with this stuff. It's awesome. Look at the furlers protected. Everything's great. Where's our mast? I think it's this one. I think that's our Atwood 2 nautical mile or 5 nautical mile light. I can't remember what. I think it's 2. And then, yeah, of course, there's our plastic thing, our shim, made out of cutting board. Yep, you guessed it. Same as starboard, same as any sort of plastic product you might use. But yeah, cutting board. I even filed out little notches for the wires to go through. You can see with a drill bit, so the wires can come through without getting pinched. You know, not expert machining, but definitely works. Spinnaker block right here. And then there's the threaded section for our wind vane to go on. So I think I want to run to the other end of the mast here. Oh, there's our spreader lights. These are, of course, 4x4 off-road lights. The 4-inch model, or the 6-inch model, I think, that lit up the deck very, very well. They did a great job. They're 12 volt because they're off-road 4x4 use. Wonderful. They still work great. No problem after all the salt and everything. Okay, so bottom of the mast. Here's our furler. We got our saran wrap. Furling line. Okay, so one of the problems we had after we almost sunk was our wiring. So we've got heavy cord for, I think that is 2 different circuits in there with a ground. And then we've got our Ethernet cable right here. We've got another sort of broken, I don't even know. It's just such a mess now. So I think the plan is with the mast is to gut it, no more wiring, and rewire it entirely. We won't have the Ethernet cable or the VHF cable anymore because I'm going to put the Wi-Fi antenna and the VHF antenna up on the solar panel arch at the back of the boat. And primarily because when you travel, anything at the top of the mast becomes very, very difficult to access or prone to issues because you have 50 feet of mast with wiring through it, and if something goes wrong, it's very, very hard to troubleshoot. So I think definitely the Wi-Fi antenna, the Rogue Wave Wi-Fi antenna, and the VHF antenna on the back of the solar array is, while less advantageous because of the height, more advantageous because of the ability to work on it, the ability to troubleshoot. After we almost sunk, the Wi-Fi antenna and the VHF antenna both stopped working, and that's because salt water will wick up a wire. And it's 3 feet, I read somewhere, 3 feet it will wick up the wire. And I actually tested this when I started taking apart our mast after we almost sunk, and it was literally 3 feet. You can bear away some of the wire sheath and see that it's green for tinned wire. Bear away some more, it's green. Bear away a foot, it's green. Bear away 2 feet, it's green. Bear away 3 feet, it's green. A little more than that, and you start to get into actual tinned wire. Yeah, so I would rather not have things run through the mast if I can avoid it. And I think that's a mistake we made when we left. I mean, not knowing and not wanting to sink, because, you know, that's sort of what caused this. But I'd like to put the VHF on the solar. I'd like to put the Rogue Wave Wi-Fi antenna on the solar. I'd also like to, we're using an omnidirectional Wi-Fi antenna. I know that's not going to make a lot of sense to you guys, or to a lot of people. Some of you will understand we're using an omnidirectional, which means it looks for Wi-Fi at 360 degrees. They make directional Wi-Fi antennas that look like a little satellite dish. You can point them wherever you want. And I'd like to have both. I'd like to have an omni, a straight up antenna, and a just directional, the satellite dish sort of thing, because I think that would be more advantageous to getting Wi-Fi signals when you're offshore. Anyway, we got main halyard is going to need to be replaced. That's getting some wear, you guys can see. And the anchor light still works great. This is all still good. We got surface rust right here, right here. But of course that's a solid piece of metal, so I think we clean that up, the stainless, clean it up real nice, and it'll be okay. Yeah, a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Okay, so next up, we haven't been here in a few weeks. Oh, baby K is looking bad. Look at her. We definitely got to find money for a new baby K. She's been really good to us. She's a plastic bottom rib with a 994 stroke, and she's been wonderful, but she's been through hell and she's leaking air. Anyway, we're gonna jump up into the boat right now. Oh, look at how dirty she is. This is Erie Canal, is what that is. From the fenders and from the lock walls. And you can see paint has been scraped off. Yeah. We need a buffer to buff out the Erie Canal smile, they call it, this stuff. Oh man, bottom paint, all the stuff. All right, we're gonna go check to see if the solar panels are still running and if everything's still okay. So let's go up the ladder. Hi, babe.
Hello.
Okay. I imagine the batteries will be full, but I don't know. The solar is obviously still on if you watch the episode before last. Oh, the engine cover's still off. Oh. Okay, we're in. Oh, batteries 100%. Nice.
There's that smell.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. Oh, the boat is just a wreck.
It smells like a winterized boat.
We have an old to-do list right here. I think that was our before winter to-do list. Wow. It's just, what a wreck. Why isn't the bilge pump kicking on?
Because it was frozen.
Yeah, I know it was frozen, but... Oh, I think I pulled the fuse.
Probably a wise choice.
Pretty sure I pulled the fuse for that. So write things down. Oh, there's our Wi-Fi antenna. This is the omnidirectional I was talking about. Right here. Used to live on top of our mast. Here's our batteries. Still full. No, all the fuses are good. Bilge pump fuses, happy. I'm gonna turn on the power here. There we go. The board. Yep, it's lit up. Shut it off. I think wait till it's warmer, pump it out. And we kind of went into this knowing we'd have to replace the bilge pump. It is what it is. It's not wonderful, but it is what it is. We got the whole V-berth full of cushions. LA, RJ, home sweet home. Sorry guys, I know the V-berth was not the most comfortable. Okay. Wow. So many miles in this boat. Okay, yeah, I think that's, yeah, engine looks happy. I think, yeah, stem to stern, and we're gonna have to go through everything to figure out what we need to wrench on, what we don't. Luckily, the electrical is still happy. Batteries are charged, solar's happy. We're in float mode. Yeah, the solar panels, wonderful. They've been great. What do you think, babe?
Oh, I'm just taking pictures of my winch covers.
Oh, show them on the video. Here you go.
Yeah, so if you guys remember one of the last episodes, I think second last episode, I made some winch covers for our fat bottom girl. And there's the finished product. We got Lumar 40s here, so that's fits a 40. I also just checked on the 30s. We've got 30s as our, what's the technical?
Secondaries.
Secondaries, yeah, there it is.
Spinnaker winches.
Or spinnaker winches. And they fit nicely on those too. A little extra play down on the bottom right here because they're 30s, but yeah, no, the design for the 40s works for the 30s, and yeah, and like it's got an elastic band in it. That's not going anywhere. Like, I'm tugging. My elbows aren't great, but that's not going anywhere. So if you guys want some, hit us up. I can make them. Obviously, if you want a different color or something, I'm offering a set for 40s, anywhere between 30s and 40s. A set is 50 bucks. If you want a different color than what I have, all I've got right now is black and, you know, the standard sailboat blue, as I call it.
Catalina blue.
Catalina blue, sure.
I think.
50 bucks for a set, between 30s and 40s. Anything beyond that, if you want custom colors, yada yada, just shoot us a message. We'll get back to you. We'll talk details, but typically 50 bucks a set, and we can talk about the rest of the details after that.
Hey guys, okay, so Lady K is here, and before we end the video, I'm going to give you some boat porn, which is, of course, awesome boats. And no, not Lady K. She's just tired and needs work. But this is Avalon. Now, I'm gonna point the camera at her. As you can see, she's a double ender. This is the back. Look at that, I guess stern sprit, is that what you would call it? Stern sprit. Wonderful. The rear stay actually goes all the way back to the stern sprit. It's tied in with a stainless steel beam there. And look at this bad boy. What's that worth? Wow. Gorgeous. Anyway, she's got rub rails down the side. This is the heaviest boat in our club. I believe she's, what is she, 43? She's a big old girl, 42. I'm gonna go up and look at the bow sprit. There's Bruce. Bruce has been working on his boat all day. Anyway, look at that. Legitimately a go anywhere boat. Look at this keel. It's unreal. Look at this. Unreal.
If I'm allowed.
Solid lead.
The woodwork on this boat, the new owner has put so much work into it. I'm like, it makes my heart melt, because this is one of those boats where the woodwork is essential.
Yeah.
It makes the boat. It really does. Like,
yeah.
Looking from the outside, I don't know. One of the last times we hung out, he was working on the bow, not the bow, sorry.
Stern sprit.
Stern sprit.
Thing.
I genuinely don't know what you call that.
You can see the arch too. The arch is laid down with the radar on top of it. Somebody made it out of aluminum, obviously. It's not sort of a factory thing, but weird radar arch.
Very weird. But it works.
Yeah.
It works. Always will.
Big girl. The boat's been to the Caribbean before. It was up for 50-some thousand, I think was the asking price at the time. This is when we bought Lady K. This boat was up for 50-some. You know, it's probably worth it. We've been inside it, and there's hallways in this boat. Just what a beautiful, look at the woodwork. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Porthole. I don't think the camera is going to do it justice on the size of it, but it's a long walk around it. Very, very beautiful. And the new owner has done remarkable things with the wood, as Candace said. And poor Lady K, right next to her. I think if we had to do it again, the same trip, leave, you know, I would much rather have that for the weight and just put a bunch of solar on it. It's a wonderful boat. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Ended with some boat porn. Not a bad way to go out. We'll see you guys next week.